Big news here. Jared Goff got a little sauce. He was on with
97.1.
Foxy knows the name.
Doug Karsh.
Doug Karsh. And what's the name of the
Karsh and Anderson.
Karsh and Anderson. So Jared Goff was joining Karsh and Anderson. I'll tell you, Karsh looks awesome, the guy that gave this question to him. And Jared Goff, hey, he's got a little sauce to him. I didn't know that. Here we go.
Javon Kinlaw got in your face at one point back when they had a player ejected. What was that interaction all about? What was said back and forth?
Yeah, he was not. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what he was really saying. He jumped off sides. I told him he jumped off sides. He said, I know, and I don't know why he was so excited about jumping off sides, but he was. And then I think that was before or after they punched St. Brown in the face, and so I can't wait to see Louis Riddick break that one down this week for us on Turning Point.
Okay, so Louis Riddick, Turning Point. This all goes back to the situation with
Brian Branch.
Okay, when Brian Branch he had a scene,
Punched Juju in the face.
and then Turning Point with Louis Riddick on X basically put out a clip. Out of context is what everybody was saying, NFL Film was saying. But basically they were trying to build up why the punch happened and why Brian Branch felt obligated to do as such. They put it out there. It was a terrible read by whoever was running social media and decided to put it out. NFL Films actually deleted it off of X and asked us to say, like, hey, we did not want to do it. That is not the objective of what we're trying to do. That's not what we're looking for. Lions people didn't forget about it, though, huh, Foxy?
No, everyone was really mad about that. It felt like a hit piece. It was just right after the Chiefs and the ref situation. So Lions fans were pissed off about the refs. They were pissed off about that. And then now I love seeing this out of Jared Goff having a little shit to him and kind of stirring the pot here with Lou Riddick. And that's just, it's kind of the Detroit mentality here, and Jared Goff is embracing it.
Yeah, you guys are kind of getting calls, though, because I saw on Dahn Payne's Instagram story, maybe he wasn't the only one throwing punches to helmets.
Really?
Dahn Payne has been suspended for a game for the punch that he put on Amon St. Brown. But he says, why don't we take a little closer look at this situation on the left center of the screen there. It's Amon and Dahn Payne. There's a push, there's a shove, and then watch Dahn Payne's helmet here. Boom. That was a right to the face. So Dahn Payne posts this and says, oh, okay, I get suspended a game because everybody sees what I do. But how about Amon St. Brown here right in front of the ref? Look,
Ref's right
there's
there.
a ref eye on it, literally a hat on it. He punched him right, hey, yo, whoa. So obviously they were into it. First of all, love that Amon St. Brown's getting into it with a defensive lineman. Okay, it's a wide receiver, your best wide receiver. He's in the middle of fighting, actually, with a defensive lineman, a big one, a dog for the other team. So obviously he's a guy that likes to mix it up. We appreciate that. But basically what Dahn was saying was, okay, so I'm getting suspended for one game. When you get suspended one game, that is without pay. Okay,
Yeah.
so it all, like some of the announcements that'll come out, they're like, he's suspended without pay. I think that's normally whenever the game check is maybe a little bit lower. This one, they're like, he's suspended for a game, and they didn't say without pay. Every suspension is without pay. You don't work that week. I think his game check is very big.
Yeah.
Like, if our math was right, we think it's about $1 million, this guy. He's losing a game check and getting suspended. Clearly can't be doing sneak right hooks.
Can't be doing it.
Can't be doing it, especially on primetime. Terrible decision. But he's like, so the guy gets punched as a hero, okay? He punched me in the face earlier. Now I'm getting fined and suspended, basically, for a game for what I did. Interesting how the Detroit Lions
Once again.
are now always on
Wow.
the right side. Is the league pushing the Detroit Lions,
Once again, carrying their water a little bit. But it does surprise me. Amon St. Brown mixing it up with a big dude. I seen his pops. I can kind of tell how he was raised. He can get into it with anybody. But it does surprise me that the ref, number one, didn't throw a flag. I don't think I've ever seen a punch thrown or whatever you want to call it, punch, slap. Somebody get hit in the face in the helmet in front of the ref and it not be a flag thrown. A lot of times coaches say, hey, the second guy always gets caught or get in trouble. So I would tell Payne, just slap in the mouth right there, so that way you look at the whole play, the whole situation. Maybe you find both of them, maybe you throw both of them out the game. Whatever it is, you don't wait until.
No. You're saying nobody throw any punches.
If a punch is thrown,
Okay.
you throw one back. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I.
We're already in the scene.
We're in the scene. You got punched. You got the right to defend yourself. That's once again. This is me speaking from my standpoint, and I think it would have been handled differently if it was that way because we all just saw the Payne punch. We're like, damn, what the hell did St. Brown say to him? Because it was so far separated, two different instances. But not surprised at all from St. Brown.
How you guys are fighting each other a lot down there in the trenches. Like you offensive linemen, hand-to-hand combat. That's literally what every single day is. We're big bodies, hand-to-hand combat. D linemen as well. They work on their hands a lot. A lot of them get into boxing. Max Crosby, I think, spars with UFC fighters during the offseason to kind of get prepared for that. So hands being thrown and everything like that, kind of normal for football as a whole. It's the post-play shenanigans that the NFL absolutely hates, right, AQ?
Well, that's why the coaches always try and get it out of practice, because typically how you practice is how you play. They don't even want you practicing throwing a punch in practice because, first of all, it's going to make you tired. You're going to be dog shit on your next play. And then you can't do it in a game. So it's like, what's the point of doing this, right? Like, there's no point. And when you do that, you get suspended or you get fined, and now you're out the next game. It's just, there's nothing good that can come from. BA used to just run guys for the entire practice.
That's what BA said. He's fighting doesn't happen in my practices or whatever. It's like, don't you kind of like fighting? He goes, no, fighting's a penalty. I don't like fighting. No, if they want to get after it in between the whistles, you do what you got to do. But afterwards, we're not having the big scrum, the big fight that we have seen and become accustomed to in the training camp practice, joint practice. Joint practice is how there's always a fight there. And we as former players, me as former player that's watched a lot of these practices, goes, that's a guaranteed fight every single time. And BA is on the opposite end of that. BA is like, no, it's not. You just run these guys. They want to fight, sweet. Now we're running. Hope you had a blast. This is Thursday of training camp. You missed an entire practice just doing cardio because you guys wanted to fight because of it being a penalty or whatever. I still believe, though, that if I'm head coach of a team.
You want to see it?
Yeah. And my guys better be all in there, too. We better have 114 people in this fight if we're going to have it. If not, we're showing it on team meeting. We're asking where this person is. But on that note, I guess you are kind of sending a wrong message to the boys, especially whenever actual games start coming around.
What about veteran guys? Because, like, I know early on I used to love to mix it up. That was, like, my way as, like, a guy trying to make a name in the league. That was my way to, like, hey, I ain't backing down, right? Like, I'm going to be in this fight. But as I got older, once I saw it, I'd start to back away a little bit. Boys, good job over there. You guys are doing great. I'm not wasting my energy. I'm not getting out of breath because I got another period to run 38 more plays.
Yeah, for you, though, wouldn't they just kind of take their hands on your forehead like this, and you would just be doing this underneath?
Hey, remember, I trained UFC. I could kick. I could do all kinds of things.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course.